So we've talked about the styles of communication. We've talked about assertive communication and nonviolent structuring of communication and conflict. Here's some typical things that can block the process and places to catch yourself. If you're blaming other people, if you're using you statements, if you're pointing, that's a physical thing you can do. Or if you're attacking when people criticize, if you're blaming other people, you haven't really got your nonviolent communication happening the correct way. So if you catch yourself doing that, you know you're a little off track. If you're blaming yourself and submitting and accepting fault when you kind of know it isn't, the blame game doesn't work whether you're blaming other people or yourself, because it's too judgmental. Both of these habits, both blaming others and accepting the blame or submitting to someone else's attack, are not nonviolent communication. Whether you're the person who feels like they're losing the situation, that doesn't make it better. That doesn't make you have the higher ground. That's sort of a passive-aggressive outlook on it. Both of you are making a mistake there. One for trampling over someone's boundaries, and another person for not standing up for their own. So when there's blame, you know you're off track. Sensing your own feelings in the situation and attributing them to the event that happened, and understanding why these feelings comes up, because some need in you is not met. This, when you can explain that, that's when you're on the right track. Might mean you need to write it down first, which is okay, but break it down more logically, and you're going to be able to you're going to be able to resolve the conflict in a more clear way. And when you can sense the feelings and needs of the other person, ideally, because they're calmly presenting them to you, then you're going to allow them to come to that conflict in a place where you're connecting over both of your needs. And what doors will open up when you both know that about where the other person's coming from? The other thing is observations at the beginning. When I see this, try and split those out. So you're too generous. That's kind of a blanket statement about someone. I see you giving away your lunch money. That sure is generous of you. There's an event that I observed. I feel that you are generous. I feel a good thing about you, or a bad thing, is a separate thing. That's the feeling part. Doug procrastinates. Again, we're evaluating whether Doug is good or bad because of something Doug did. Doug studied last night for the exam today is more clear. How you feel about that, well, you might feel it would be better if he studied further in advance. That would be your feelings on it. Keep those separate. And requests versus demands. So requests honor giving people a choice. No's are as important as yeses. When you get the response to whatever you request, it's okay to ask why in a clear way. But if you don't give people a yes or no choice, then you're being very aggressive and demanding. When you request something from someone, make sure that it's immediately something they can follow through on, or that it's quite well defined, offering tangible steps for them to take, rather than being vague. And just when you're in these conflicts, seek to connect with each other first through this template for communicating, then try to resolve the issue. Solutions will come later. First, understand what everyone needs from the situation.